Pre-order the Clownfish TV comic book right now on Indiegogo. Go to clownfishtvcomic.com. That's clownfishtvcomic.com. This is a fun collection of all new comic strips based on dumb stuff we've said on the show. Again, that's clownfishtvcomic.com. You're gonna have to hurry. We're only taking pre-orders for a limited time. Now we're gonna get back into the show. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I cannot believe Disney is moving forward with the Acolyte for Disney Plus, but here we are, and it sounds better and better every time Leslye Headland opens her mouth.
Right.
So this show is going to focus on queer-coded female villains and representation, or something.
Right. Oh, it's gonna be campy.
And it's going to be campy.
Because that's Star Wars.
That's what we all wanted. That is gonna wash the taste of Boba Fett right out of your mouth. Look, I'm gonna be up front before we get into it any further. I don't care what Disney does with Star Wars at this point. To me, it is a dead franchise. I just point and laugh.
Now it's like Weekend at Bernie's.
It is like Weekend at Bernie's. It's Star Wars ended the day George Lucas signed over the rights to Disney. It's all fan fiction. Some of it's bearable. Most of it's pretty cringy. But this looks like it's going to be one of the
But now
latter.
it's going campy.
Now it's going campy. So we're gonna talk about this interview in Empire magazine with Leslye Headland, former assistant to Harvey Weinstein. By the way, everybody keeps forgetting that. That just got memory hold. I would love to know why she's not being questioned about that more often, but you know, who knows. What'd you know, Leslye? Anyway, before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. It's greatly appreciated. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go to piratesandprincesses.net for objective Disney news. Go to clownfishtv.com for objective everything else news. And I don't think we've covered this on either site.
No, we didn't.
But that's okay. You had it on Twitter.
I did.
So here are some of her pull quotes from this Empire magazine interview. And I don't think that's online. I think somebody just transcribed it.
Well, if you go to the article, I think in both of these, they'll have the quotes for you. Go ahead down. So yes, apparently some of the comments that were made, okay? Basically, did you know she's queer? Because she's queer. Did you know she's queer? And who her heroes were and who she identified with? So it sounds like a therapy session.
What?
It's another one of those shows,
Oh my God.
or like She-Ra, where he had to take everybody and make them some, alphabet, identification, representation, because they needed to.
And it's still not enough. They still
Right.
got it.
But then they go on about how campy the original was.
It's kind of funny, actually. Side note with She-Ra, Nimona is coming out on Netflix, and people tagged us in on Twitter and were like, oh my God, can you believe this? Nimona. I'm
it was coming out for a while.
It was supposed to come out before, and then, with Blue Sky and all that went poof. But the thing is that actually N.D. Stevenson is okay doing their own thing. It's when Stevenson takes an existing IP and tries to turn it into a therapy session or turning it into something it's not.
And the original pitch, you saw it, it didn't sound like that at all.
No, the original She-Ra,
somewhere. Yeah. I'm not defending anything. I'm just like, and then Andy Stevenson got attacked by, the own fans.
Yes, for slipping up, making
a joke.
A joke.
But that's the audience you cultivated.
Yes.
Anyway,
yes.
So we're going to read these quotes, okay? Talking about female villains. There's going to be a lot of female villains in the show, right? When I was a young queer girl, I was just hanging out with Ursula Sea Witch from The Little Mermaid. And as a queer girl growing up, if you don't identify with the heroes and the villains show up and they're all queer-coded, you're like, yes, that's me. I'm trying to think of what villains are all queer-coded. I mean, it's like you're projecting onto other people, other characters.
Some of them are. I mean, here's the funny
Not a lot of them.
I was thinking we're talking Disney, and I'm thinking Lion King. It's like, when I was a young queer girl.
Yeah. So, I'm just like, okay, Ursula. Everybody goes to Ursula. Ursula was based on a drag queen, which we've talked about, but Neon's talked about at length.
I was waiting for this, and you disappointed me. Twitter, you disappointed me. I was waiting for outrage because they cast a straight white woman to play Ursula when Ursula was based on Divine, the drag queen, right? Very famous. And actually, if Divine had lived, my understanding is Divine might have been cast actually as Ursula. But
No, because they didn't get progressive until recently.
oh, okay.
It's funny to me. We were watching a lot of 80s music videos in the background of something project we're working on. And when you look at these shows and the videos and things, and it's very obvious that no, you did not just invent diversity and inclusion and representation in the last few years, contrary to what the people who weren't around then want to tell you.
Yeah, the 80s is so weird. I mean, we've got this dichotomy. We've got, like Rambo and Chuck Norris and, but then we also have like everybody's wearing pink and sparkly and shoulder pads and makeup, and it's pretty androgynous, and you could swear everybody was queer.
Or gender neutral.
Hot pants.
We just invented being different for attention. It was just a new thing. Anyway, but back to this. When I was a young queer girl, I was hanging out with Ursula because I didn't identify with the heroes, but I identified with all the villains that were queer coded and thought that's me because. And I'm like, who?
Scar.
Maybe, Scar's a Yahtzee.
Oh, that's right. Oh
so you can't identify there.
Well, wait a minute, Disney. That's not very PC of you to make all the queer coded villain characters villains.
Well, I think that's also the point here. Yes, that's me. As a queer filmmaker, again, because you have to make sure you use that shield over and over again, you're going to see some camp, inevitably. But when I say that tonally our references are darker. So you're going to make it, the villains are going to be queer coded and you're going to be campy.
Okay, I gotta admit, I remember the last time this came up with Batman and Robin. They were talking about making it campy and leaning all in. And that was Joel Schumacher, who was a gay man, who's like, let's just go totally gay with Batman, and we're going to show his ass cheeks and his nipples on his suit and all that. Part of me is like, do it. You do that. I want to just see. I mean, at this point, I don't care. It's all fan fiction to me at this point because George Lucas made Star Wars and that's it. You do this. I just want to sit back with the biggest bucket of popcorn and laugh my ass off when it's the shit show I think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. If you didn't already have doubts. But I thought, is Campy good or bad? Because remember when She-Ra came out, everybody kept screaming about how the original show was terrible and campy. But now they want to make Star Wars campy.
I don't know. I am really confused. I think this thing is going to come out. It's going to be a disaster.
It just sounds like a bunch of projection and therapy.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what is getting canceled in Hollywood most now. A lot of these studios are canceling these multi-million-dollar therapy sessions. Most of them wind up being animated. This one somehow squeaked through. Of all the shows that they were going to push through, this is the last Star Wars show I thought would actually get picked up. I thought this was going to be one of those things where it's like,
this is the one that was protected the entire time.
By Kathleen Kennedy.
Because I'm a queer filmmaker, because I'm a young queer girl. Did you mention that you're queer? Oh, she's a queer over and over again. Queer.
Anti-racist Baby got canceled. I'm just saying Netflix don't care.
So then they go down, and the other comment they had made that they're talking about a quote, and I'm not completely against this because this is true in a way. They said that when you're doing something completely original, like we are, you want to question the status quo of the era you live in.
Oh, no.
So there you got me like, okay.
Oh, no.
And then they're like, what I think is so interesting right now is that everyone thinks they're right.
Now, that is actually true, though. People are so polarized that they won't even listen to the other side about anything.
The Jedi really think they're... So this is what this is like. This is a social commentary on today's time again. The Jedi think they're right. And George Lucas tells us that they are wrong in Phantom, which is true.
That is true.
They missed a huge aspect of the dark side rising. That just felt like fertile ground to look into what's going on for all of us right now. I agree that was a good point, and that's something they haven't touched on. I agree with you on that. However, this just sounds to me like we're gonna have an Orange Man character and
Absolutely.
a patriarchy, and it's gonna be another fucking agenda show disguised as. And then they're going to be like, why is Star Wars failing? And it's like, you can get commentary in there and you could do it with nuance. I don't think they're going to do it with nuance.
Or you could have a character named Newt Gunray and,
or a rock named Geode.
Oh, Geode. Yeah, Lucas, I mean, his whole thing with the prequels was it was kind of dunking on the Republicans, but it was kind of low key, This is going to be very, very overt. This is I have no doubt it's gonna be like, oh my god.
And you have to take it. I'm a queer creator. Did I mention that? Why don't you say I'm a creator? Why does it matter?
I mean, I would love to know why Yoda was so effing dumb. Like, Yoda should have seen this one coming, but he's like, oh, difficult to see dark side is because I just don't care.
Pretty much.
Don't give a shit. I'm ready to retire. I do not care. Whatever.
So, while I agree, the idea they didn't touch upon this, and Lucas did make it clear in Phantom that they always thought they were right and they weren't always, and the reason it ended up the way it did was because of that. I think that's a really good thing to touch upon. However, I don't think Leslye Headland's the right person to be touching it.
Why don't we just make it a musical?
Just go all in. If you're going to go there, let's just go all in.
Let's just have a whole. Oh my God, I'm giving them ideas. Okay, guys.
No, at this point, they're going to go there. I'd rather them go all in.
You can mail checks too. This is Disney we're talking about. Let's just have a whole sect of Jedi that are drag queens, and let's make it a musical, and let's make it as campy as possible, and it can be like Padme, Queen of the Desert, because sand gets everywhere or something. I don't know. Just lean into it. You know what? At this point, just do it. Just do it. You heard Palpatine.
Yeah, but don't just touch upon it like size noodles. Let's just go all in.
Just go all in and make this the most ridiculous, laughable clusterfuck ever created. And
it'll probably be more entertaining and get more views.
It will be more entertaining than Obi-Wan. I guarantee you. I kind of, sort of, at this point, I'm like, it's Star Wars.
They're not. They're making it campier, but they're not gonna. They're gonna still try to pretend it's Star Wars.
It's all apocrypha. It's all bad fan fiction. All of it. Disney Star Wars. I want to see Disney Star Wars just gets so freaking just ridiculous that no normie can take it seriously or defend it anymore.
You just want it to play itself.
I just want it to play itself. Okay, the Jedi just got saved by a bunch of drag queen pirates, and they're singing a musical number. And oh my God, this is hilarious. Now
they're each introducing themselves and what they identify as.
Right, and they've got their pronouns like tattooed on their forearms.
Jedi doesn't allow love, and Jedi should have allowed love and let those LGBTQ. Because it won't be straight characters. We already did that.
No, we already there are too many.
Which I think is awful because what's going to happen is it's going to be like, so what you're saying, all the bad things happen to Jedi because of people that weren't straight.
They all left and they formed their love colony.
Sith.
No, that's because they can't be bad guys.
No, they're the Sith. The Siths happened because
oh my God, is that why
they couldn't lightsaber? Two guys couldn't lightsaber battle in the way they wanted to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A master and an apprentice.
An apprentice.
And that'll be their commentary on drag shows for children.
My name is Darth Peg. Darth Top and Darth Bottom. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Bottom?
We kept thinking it's Plagueis all this time. It was Plague Ass.
Oh my God. God.
We just misheard it.
You know what? Do it. Just do it. I'm serious.
Yeah,
Disney, I dare you. Do it. Do it. I don't care anymore. That is how little I care about Star Wars. I just care about the drama around it. I cannot believe these Disney Star Wars stans, these Raylos, these people are just absolutely effing psychotic. They're literally doxing people because you don't like Disney Star Wars. You can fucking have it. You can have all of it.
No, I want to keep the classic trilogy and maybe the
because that's
the rest of all the Disney stuff.
All the Disney shit you can have. I don't care what you do.
I like Rogue One, but even then.
That was good fan fiction.
You can still have them.
You can have it. You can have all of it. I'm sure George Lucas probably feels the same way. He's made comments to the effect that it's not his Star Wars, so whatever.
However, I gotta admit, if they would go all in, which they're not going to go all in. If you're going to do it, just do it. The way you're describing, I would watch that.
Oh my God. And they could get, oh my God, who was the Hutt from I forget the name, like Zito the Hutt or something, the one that was really flamboyantly gay. And
what? I don't remember.
They had a flamboyant gay Hutt in the animated series, and I'm too lazy to look it up. Zero? Was it Zero the Hutt? I don't remember. Yeah, it's like it was like freaking Blanche from the Golden Girls, but as a Hutt. and
so they've already
Southern
they'll
accent.
be like there's already lore established.
Yeah, and just get that hut on a freaking space bus with a bunch of drag queen Jedi, and they're just going around the galaxy, you know, camping it up, and people might actually watch that shit. I'll be honest, just be like, hey, this is about on par with the holiday special.
What was the show? Tu Wong Fu. What was it?
Tu Wong Fu. Yeah, Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie.
Yeah, it's like that Star Wars edition.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually would watch that.
To Obi-Wan. Thanks for everything. Love Darth Plagueis. Obi-Wan, do you remember that one night on Dantooine? Sure you do. Sure you do.
Our dog remembers.
Oh, shit. Obi-Wan, you say. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Yeah, I just burn it all down. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Disney, just burn Star Wars down.
But if you're gonna do it in a glorious...
Go out in the biggest freaking blaze of...
The biggest, campiest blaze you could possibly muster.
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
I don't know. I mean, it might be good.
I gotta admit.
I can't even... No, I mean the Acolyte in general, but I couldn't even do it with a straight face.
No, my campy ass Disney Star Wars is going to be better than this. The one I have in my mind is just spectacularly awful, and I kind of want to see it now. This is what AI is for. Like you got to make this.
You should write a fan fiction. Have an AI write a fan fiction and then post it. Not say it's from us, and then the internet be like, "Oh my God, this is the Star Wars we all deserve."
Oh my God.
This is what Star Wars should be.
Like go for it. I don't care. Like I don't understand. Like when I'm saying like I do care about the original trilogy and the prequels. I actually like the prequels. They're not perfect, but I like them all right. But that's George's story. Everything else is dog shit. It's apocrypha. You can take it or leave it. Somebody else could come along, frankly, and buy Star Wars at some point in time and just do like they did with the expanded universe and say, hey, all the Disney stuff, it doesn't matter anymore.
They could, technically.
It's gone. It's gone. We're just going to start with the original trilogy and just build around that, and that is it.
Well, congratulations. You took me from feeling like, oh shit, this is going to be the worst thing ever to it's still going to be the worst thing ever, but at least I can laugh about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just point and laugh. That's all you can do at this point with anything Disney does is just point and laugh and not get personally invested because...
Well, as soon as you hear the showrunner going on about, because when I was a queer child, and they start, talking about when I was a child. Like when I was a child, I identified more with villains. Okay, a lot of people did. No. You have to make sure you know repeatedly. Did I mention I'm queer? I'm queer. Did I mention that? Did you know? In case you didn't hear me the first 20 times, guess what? And then people are like, okay, well, now I just don't want to watch the movie because now you've made it very clear to me that you're going to be focused on that and not a good story. It's going to be like what you wanted to see when you were a kid in your fanfic and your therapy session. And I'm like, I'm out.
Everybody's going to be out. In my
I know. I know, right? That would be actually that would be funny.
God.
I would watch the show.
Oh my God. I want to see this now. Just do it. Just
so
blow it
basically,
all
what
up.
did we learn? We learned that, it's going to be campy. The villains are going to be probably overtly whatever because that's what she identified with. And we're going to go back to the time where the Jedi thought they knew everything and they were right about everything, but they were really wrong about everything. And we're going to make it current year allegories. And it's going to be so much fun. No, doesn't sound very fun, but Neon Show, however.
2016 is calling. This is the shit that would have gotten produced in 2016, 2017. This ship has sailed, but apparently Kathleen Kennedy still thinks there's a chance to...
Well, to be fair, Kathleen Kennedy's so old, her brain might still be in 2016.
That's true. So we're going to wrap this up.
Yes.
All right, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.